Hello, my sacred sisters, and welcome to your Shakti power activation. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position on your knees if you can, or however's comfortable, and then just place your left hand over your right and touch your thumbs towards one another to connect your sacral energy. Just kind of grounding down and observing how you're feeling today, where your mind's at. If you hear the sounds around me, these are the sounds of Costa Rica. So just like rocking your head around or rotating the shoulders, whatever feels good, and then placing the left hand over your heart, right hand over your tummy. Start to breathe into your belly. See how deeply you can breathe into the belly, almost exaggerating that motion as the belly expands and contracts and presses into your right hand. Setting an intention for your practice, getting really clear with what do you want to manifest through your movements. Collecting the hands into the heart center, bowing and honoring your practice. Namaste. When you're ready, start to inhale the hands up. Exhale, pull it down into the heart center. Continue with this breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. Just kind of feeling out how's your breath moving through your body today. Starting to connect your breath with your movements. And then making your way into a child's pose with your knees wide. Just let your head rock down on the mat. And if you can, rock a little right and left to massage your third eye on the mat. Draw the hands towards one another, face the palms towards each other, bending the elbows, tap the fingers on the back of your neck. Just to stretch out your triceps. If you want a deeper stretch, you can take chin to the mat. And then releasing the hands back down, lift your gaze forward, and then take the right hand and thread it through underneath your left arm. Just relaxing both arms, feeling a little slight twist. You can bind with the right hand behind your back if you want. Maybe it tucks into the crease of your hip. And releasing that left hand back down, right hand comes forward, and then we thread the left arm through. Behind your armpit, you can just relax here, or if you need that right arm in for support, or if you want to bind again with the hand wrapping around your back. It's up to you. Releasing that right hand back down to press you back up to tabletop. Line your wrists up right underneath your shoulders and your knees, right underneath your hips. Start to move through your cat-cow poses, inhaling up and exhaling down, rounding the spine in both directions. See how far you can expand. If you want to start to activate that core center, you can engage your tummy muscles while you do so. And then when you're ready, puppy dog pose, walk your hands forward and let your heart drop down towards the mat. Either forehead on the mat for a little easier option, or chin on the mat if you want a deeper stretch. Always listening to your body, never doing anything with force, just following your breath. When you're ready, coming back to a seated position on your knees, rocking your head over to the right. Scoop your right arm up and rest it onto your head just for a little extra pressure, and then taking that left hand forward with the fingers pointing back, rotate them out to the side. Bringing it back into center when you're ready, slowly rocking over to the other side, scooping that left arm up onto your head, reaching the right hand forward, flexing the fingertips up, and then rotating it out to the side. And then releasing both hands into your lap, maybe rolling the neck around, just making sure you're nice and loose, softening the shoulders, maybe wiggle out your jaw, whatever brings you back into alignment. And then coming up on your knees, stepping that left foot forward, hands in your heart center, inhale, reaching up, feel the expansion through the right hip, and then taking the hands down. Lift that back knee for a runner's lunge. Take a breath here, and then on an exhale, the back knee drops down and walk your hands up towards your thigh. Let your hips sink forward and your shoulders soften. You can press down on the hips if you want. Make sure you don't have any pain in the knee. And coming back, switching your legs, right foot steps forward, just reaching up, inhaling. Exhaling, hands frame the front foot, and we lift the back knee off the mat. Sometimes you like to wiggle the foot a little further back before you exhale the back knee down and walk your hands up towards your thigh. letting the hips sink forward and shoulders relax. Just breathing. Taking the hands down, take that right knee back, come back to a seated position on your knees, inhaling the hands up. Exhale, heart center, lift back up off your heels, step the left foot forward. Hands are going to reach back, almost like you're reaching your chest towards your thigh, and then pick that back knee up. Energy running out that back heel. Inhale, reaching the hands up, high lunge. Exhaling, heart center. Inhale, reach it up, and then we're going to twist your chest open towards the left. See if you can draw your arms in a straight line, both palms pointing over to the left. Tucking that right hip down, squeeze your thighs towards one another as you inhale back to center. Exhale, open up for warrior two. Once you get into your positioning, front heels line up with the back arch of your foot. Your gaze is just past your left middle finger. You can reverse your warrior, reach it up and back. On an exhale, bring it back through warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down, back heel flips up, left foot steps back into downward facing dog. Maybe it feels good to pedal out the legs for your first down dog. I like to sway my hips right and left to get into the side bodies. And when you're ready, dropping the knees back down to the mat. Coming back to your seated position, we'll inhale, fix our pants. And then when you're ready, coming back up with the arms, exhale, heart center, right foot's gonna step forward. And then hands are reaching back, chest leans forward, weight in that front foot as you lift the back knee and inhale up, high lunge, building your power up. Exhale, bring it into the heart center. Inhale, bring it up for alignment, and then we exhale and twist the chest all the way open. Squeeze your thighs towards one another, nice deep bend in that front knee. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale, open up for warrior two, sinking into it. The back foot's flat now. Your drishti or your gaze is past your right middle finger. On your exhale, you can slowly reverse your warrior, reaching it up and back. Keep the bend in that front knee. Keep the knee pointing open. Don't let the knee buckle in. And on an exhale, we're cartwheeling our hands forward. Back heel flips up. And the right foot steps back into our down dog. Down dog is a resting pose, so make it a resting. Make it your own. Get any wiggles out. And when you're ready, we're stepping the feet wide and a little forward for a short down dog. We're going to take that right arm, reach it back to grab your left ankle and open your chest up, looking underneath your left armpit. Find some expansion here. On your exhale, releasing the right hand down. Left arm reaches back to grab your right ankle. Twist the chest open to the side as much as what feels good for your body. If you can't reach, just bring the legs a little closer. When you're ready, making your way into a wide forward fold, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows. You can bend your knees a little, one at a time. You could sway your hips. Find what feels good in your body, and then clasp the hands behind your back and rotate those shoulders open for a little heart chakra expansion. Maybe it feels good to rock your chest from leg to leg if that feels nice. Never doing anything that doesn't feel good, so just try to breathe. I know it's intense. As you exhale, release the hands down. Maybe give yourself a little pull towards your legs. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, melting it back forward. Inhale as you scoop the hands up. A little bend in your knees. Don't forget the sexy hair flip. It's a necessity. And then stretching your right arm down as you stretch the side body. Inhale up, exhale over. Don't go too far. Keep the expansion on that right side as you inhale. Bring it back into center. Remember, we're lengthening through our spines as we inhale up, exhale over, creating more space in our spine, spinal activation. Inhale, bringing it back into center, and then start to heel toe your feet closer towards one another. Bring it back to heart center to reset, and then inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, right hand glues to your right side, and then reaching that left arm up and over. Don't let the hips drop in. Keep it open. Inhale, back up. Exhale over, expanding through the side body, keeping the chest open. Exhale, bringing it back up into center when you're ready. And then bring it back down into cactus. The elbows bending down by your sides, and then just releasing through the heart center. Make your way forward. Inhale, sitting low into your chair pose. Tuck the tailbone under. Make sure your knees are going past your toes. On an inhale, lift that left knee, triple flexion. Knee is in line with your ankle. Your ankle is in line with your knee. Your hip is in line with your knee as well. On an exhale, we come back to chair pose. You got this. Inhale, bringing it back up. Right knee lifts. Don't let the knee go above the hip. Keep the hips squared. Line your ankle up with your knee. When you're ready, back to chair. Hands come through heart center. We sit low. On an inhale, we're lifting that left knee back up. Find your balance. Good. Soften the shoulders. Just breathe. When you're ready, we're coming through to warrior 3. There's no rush. Hands come through heart center. We kick that back leg back. Now my leg goes super high. Yours doesn't have to. Just keep the left toes pointing down. You could bring your hands down by your sides like airplane wings if that feels good, or if you want to challenge, you could reach the hands forward. I'm going to bring them in the heart center. Keep squaring that left hip down. Good. Maybe lifting through that back leg, activating. Inhale, lift the hands up and bend the knee. Exhale, come back to chair pose. When you're ready, hands come through heart center. Inhale, we bring it back up and we're lifting the right knee with us. You got this. Power through, lift. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Line your knee up with your ankle, your knee with your hip. When you're ready, warrior 3. Hands come through our heart center. We kick that right leg back. Toes are pointing straight down. For a challenge, hands can reach forward if you want, or down by your sides for a little extra help with balance. If you get wobbly, Jnana Mudra, index finger to thumb, will help with your balance. Also strengthens your IQ, but inhale, reaching it back up. Exhale, we come back down to chair pose. Inhale, let's scoop it all the way up, big stretch. Maybe a little back bend if it feels good, and then exhale, fold all the way down, nose to knees. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold. When you're ready, stepping back into plank pose. Don't forget the sexy hair flip. Shifting forward to lower down, elbows in. Big breath in for your cobra. Up dog, soften the shoulders, little bend in the elbows. You don't have to go too far. Go where it feels good. And then exhale, sitting back into child's pose, just resting the head down. When you're ready, we're going to be making our way through our lizard's pose variations. So coming up to a little tabletop position, we're going to step the right foot just outside the right hand, letting those hips sink forward. Maybe it feels good to rock a little, and then we're going to reach that right arm back and then reach it all the way back up. So you're either reaching it back or resting it on your thigh. Inhale, bringing it forward. And then lifting that back knee and lowering down for a little tricep push-up for 2, 3, and 1. Lowering the knee back down. We're going to reach the right arm back. This time you're either just reaching back or bending the knee and seeing if you can grab that foot. If you can grab the foot, we're going to press the foot into our hand, open our chest towards the right. As you exhale, we drop the right shoulder down and pull the heel towards our hips. If this doesn't feel good, you can skip it. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, dropping the shoulder forward. Maybe you're just using the arm, reaching it up and back again when you're ready. Both hands coming down, we lift the back knee, and we're coming back into Skandasana. So shift your weight to the back foot. Toes point towards the left. Right toes are going to point down when you're ready. Maybe the hands come into your heart center. Maybe you keep them on the mat. If it's okay in the heart center, you can take that left hand down, reach the right hand up for a little expansion. Slowly bringing it forward again, bending into your right knee. Whenever you're ready, stepping it back into downward facing dog to come back to the other side. Lift the left leg off the mat and step the foot to the outside of your left hand. When you're ready, start to lower that back knee down and let the hips sink forward, just kind of exploring in the hips. And then on your next inhale, spin that left hand back, either just reaching back or grabbing the back thigh. It's up to you. And then exhaling, bringing it forward. This time, tuck the back toes under and do a couple tricep dips if that feels good for your body. Make sure your shoulders are going forward, over or past your wrists. Elbows are going straight back, not out to the sides. Lower that back knee down when you're done. And then maybe take a bind. You can either grab the foot with your left hand or you can just reach back like we were doing before. Open the chest and then exhale, drop that left shoulder down. Inhale, expanding, creating a back bending shape. As you exhale, we drop the left shoulder forward to stretch out that back leg and the shoulder. Just keep breathing, and then when you're ready, releasing the foot back down and coming back into Skandasana at the back of the mat. Shift your weight towards that back foot, and then maybe bring the hands into the heart center. You can keep them on the mat if you don't feel balanced, or for the advanced option, you can spread your wings, maybe circle out that top wrist, slowly bringing it back to the front, and then stepping back into downward facing dog when you're ready. Drop the head down, let the head fall between your arms, any little wiggles that feel good for your body here, just breathing. And then making your way down to your knees when you're ready. Coming to a seated position, just relax your hands on your thighs, soften the shoulders, open the chest. As you exhale, concave and round your spine. You can pull against the knees if you want for extra support. Inhale, open the heart forward. Exhale, rounding it back. And then just keep moving with your breath. Inhaling front, exhaling back, maybe speeding it up a little. Or if Ujjayi breath is in your practice, really activating that core center. For 3, really exhaling your way back. For 2, maybe adding some circles. It might feel better to keep the knees wide, just kind of loosening up to unravel before we come into our final relaxation, reversing the other direction if you haven't already. And then when you're ready, spread the heels and sit between them. Make sure your thighs are touching, and then you're either going to stay here, or if possible, maybe start to walk your hands back. If it feels like too intense for the knees, you can just skip it. If you want to lift the chest or lower to your elbows, you can. There's no need to do anything with force, just with the breath. So if it doesn't feel right, just don't do it. And then when you're ready, maybe you can lower your head down. But again, no pressure, just options. You can grab opposite elbows if that feels right. I have a little bit of knee issues, so my knees naturally separate, but we want to really try and keep those thighs towards one another, not going too wide. Keeping the body in a comfortable space, whatever that means for you. And then come up the same way you came down, pressing into the forearms, the hands. Slowly walk your hands forward and tuck the toes nice and slow. Start to lift the knees and just rock them a little just to kind of loosen up the hips. See how it feels to bring the knees forward and back. And then take a wide, short down dog and just wag the tail right and left. You should feel the stretching in your inner thighs. And when you're ready, walking it back into Malasana. Drop the hips low. Try to get the heels on the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. Use your elbows. Press the thighs open, and the hands are pressing into the heart center, down at the center of the chest. See how much you can lengthen your spine straight. Softening the shoulders, relaxing your jaw. If you feel balanced, you can reach that right hand down for a little variation and spin the left hand behind your back to bind. Again, if it doesn't work out good for your body, just skip it, but make sure that knee stays pressing out to the side. When you're ready, you can switch over to the other side. Left arm reaches down, right arm reaches up, and maybe you take a bind around that left knee, keeping the right knee pointing open out to the side. Again, no pressure. If you want to just keep the hands in the heart center, you can. Making your way back there if you haven't already. And then slowly walk your hands behind you to sit and then away from your hips. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to rock the knees in one at a time to reset the hips. Nice and slow. Take your time. I like to open the opposite knee out a little. Sometimes there's a little air bubble that likes to pop in there, making a click sound. And then when you're ready, right knee drops down, left ankle crosses over your thigh. Maybe it feels good to just let the knee open, or you can pull it up closer towards lotus, whatever feels good. Some people, this is really intense on your ankles. If you want, you can lower down to your elbows to make it even more intense. Just do whatever feels good for your body. If you want, you can make any adjustments. No need to force yourself into anything, always just moving with the breath. Coming back up when you're ready, release the foot. Drop your left knee down this time, and then place your right ankle either over your thigh or bring it up in towards lotus, whatever feels good. You can stay lifted here, or if you want, you can lower down to the elbows again, whatever feels best for you. Just breathing, softening, allowing the hips to open, and that counter stretch with the hip closing. Just being present for the experience, and then when you're ready, coming back up. Slowly make your way down onto your back and just hug your knees in towards your chest. You can take your arms around your legs if that feels good. You can grab onto your shins, just rocking a little right and left, massaging the spine, slowing down for a moment. And then slowly releasing the left foot to the mat, keeping both knees bent. Maybe you want to circle out your right ankle if that feels good. Just keep that right knee coming in towards your chest. And then when you're ready, release the foot and switch your legs. Keep that right foot flat on the mat so the knee's bent. Just hugging that left knee in close towards your body. And then releasing the left foot down, bringing the feet together, knees open. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can take your left hand over your heart, right hand over your tummy. This is going to help you feel more grounded. Take this time to just slow your breath down and be present with your body, allowing the hips to open. We store a lot of intense emotions and energy in our hips, so sometimes deep hip openers can feel a little bit intense. So just allow whatever needs to come up for you too, and if nothing comes up, that's okay too. Just keep centering yourself, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Your mind might start to go elsewhere, but just keep bringing your awareness back to your breath, breathing into the belly. See if you can notice your right hand actually rise and fall as you breathe. Maybe you can notice the heart beating behind your left. Just becoming very tuned into your body's happenings. Take one more big breath here. And then taking the hands behind your head. Again, start to tuck your chin in towards your chest. Use your hands to lift the head so you're stretching out the back of your neck, and then start to rock it over to the right and the left. Getting into the sides of the neck, stretching, lengthening, releasing, and then slowly lowering the head down, relaxing the hands down by your sides, palms facing up. Just feeling a lot of opening and expansion happening throughout the whole physical vessel. Slowly start to press the knees back towards one another. And then kick that right leg straight and circle the ankle. You can hold the thigh if you want. Maybe you slide your hands up your leg and draw your nose towards your knee if you want a deeper stretch. Whenever you're ready, that left leg goes flat and we cross the right ankle over our thigh, creating a figure 4. And then when you're ready, bend the left knee in, and then we're going to grab that left thigh if possible. If you want a deeper stretch, you can always hold on to the left kneecap, or you can draw your nose up towards your left knee. Whatever feels good here, stretching out that outer right hip. Just slowing the breath down, enjoying the experience. Then when you're ready, release that right foot to the mat. Kick your left leg straight. You can hold the thigh. Maybe it feels good to circle the ankle. Slide your hands up your leg if you can, or draw your nose towards your knee. And then when you're ready, right leg goes flat. You can hold here, and when you're ready, figure 4 on the other side, resting that left ankle on your right thigh, letting the knee fall open. And then slowly start to bend that right knee, wrap your hands around that thigh, and hold it in towards your body. If you want a deeper stretch, draw your nose up towards your knee, or hold onto the kneecap. No pressure, just options. Whenever you feel like you had enough, you can just slowly start to release the legs down, one at a time. And then inhale, stretch your hands up, stretch your body as long as you can, imagining all your cells expanding. And then as you exhale, start to bend the knees, collecting up your energy one last time. Wrap your arms around your body, give yourself a nice big hug, and then release into Shavasana, taking the feet out to the edges of the mat. And then hands come down by your sides, palms facing up. Just allowing yourself to be present and softening any tension left over in the body, anything stored, allowing the fingers to curl up if they want to. Imagining you're floating in a lake with the most perfect temperature water, feeling weightless, imagining any emotional weight that's heavy just sinking down to the bottom of the lake, allowing yourself to be light, and just honoring your inhalation, exhalation. If it feels good to roll out your wrists or circle your ankles, you can do that too. Maybe rock the head a little right and left, making sure that your neck is in a comfortable position. Soften the shoulders. Just observing your breath. See how deeply you can breathe here, slowly. You are a being of unlimited potential and possibility. All that you think, all that you want, you already are. Allow yourself to expand and grow as your higher self calls you to do so. Start to rotate the wrists and stretch your body, inhaling, and then exhale when you're ready. Hug the knees in towards your chest, slowly bringing awareness back into your physical body. You can rock a little right and left if that resonates with you. And just roll over to your side. Sometimes I like to go to both sides because I like to keep it even. But you can just rest on one side if you want. Slowly bringing your body back into this dimension. And then whenever you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you, just make sure your spine is really straight. Softening your shoulders, your jaw, enjoying the stillness that you've created with your practice, the quietness of your mind. When you're ready, collecting your hands up into your heart center, taking a moment of gratitude for your body. On your next breath, start to inhale your hands up. Exhale, pull the energy down into the heart center. Imagine your light expanding as you inhale up. Exhale, pulling the energy down into the heart center. On your next breath in, start to inhale the hands back up. This time, bringing it back down into the heart center. One last time, inhale as you come back up. We're going to glue our pinky finger and our thumb together and expand the hands for Lotus Mudra. Imagining all the light pouring in through this calming mudra helps to aid our digestion and just bring overall peace to our body. It's connected to the heart chakra. So we're just imagining all that light coming in through this mudra into our vessel. And then we're going to bring that down to our heart space in just a moment. So just breathe. You should feel some tingling. This is where the magic happens. So long as you're not on your moon cycle, you can practice breath of fire with me in this lotus. If you are on your moon cycle, just long, deep breathing is perfect here. If you're not, we're pumping the navel, exhaling out through the nose, forcefully pulling in through the tummy. This is releasing any stagnant energy, any negative energy stored in the body. And then when you're ready, just slowly press the hands together, bring them down over the third eye, slowly releasing them down into your lap with the palms facing up. We leave the palms facing up so that we can accept all of the blessings pouring down into the hands, all the light, expansion. Maybe you feel a little tingling sensation in the palms. And then you're either going to use that energy that you just cultivated and send it out to a person of your choosing, a group of your choosing, whatever it may be. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring that energy back into the heart center just to kind of solidify our practice, taking the left hand over your heart, right hand over your left. Breathing here, noticing your heart space, keeping that softness, and then taking the right hand to the belly, left hand over, collecting up that power in your solar plexus. wherever intuitively feels good for you to place your hands. Connecting all the energy fields. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, bring it into the heart center. Humbly thank you for joining me today in this practice. Namaste. May you carry this beautiful energy with you, and if you want to dance it out after and shake something, you can. Thank you for practicing with me.